Hey, what's going on, everyone? Moose here, Air Guns of Michigan, and today we're going to talk about something that we haven't talked about in quite a while. And it's more because of the time of year. It's fall time, and that means deer hunting, big game hunting, having fun, getting out into the woods and bringing home the meat, the bacon, if you will, if you're out pig hunting. And as you guys know, I do normally talk about my Texan. But we've got a great opportunity here, and I want to show you what I brought home today. The Umarex hammer. I have really looked forward to this gun. I have wanted one of these since I can't tell you when, and I was actually able to borrow this one to do a review on. It was brand new in the box. It does belong to High Pressure Pneumatics, and I want to cover just a real quick snippet right off the front of the instruction manual itself, where it talks about ammo types, grain weights, and foot-pounds of energy. In a 198 grain round ball, you can expect around 1,100 feet per second and about 450 foot-pounds of energy. A 250 grain bullet at about 1,000 feet per second will produce about 555 foot-pounds of energy. A 275 grain bullet at roughly 980 feet per second will give you about 587 foot-pounds. A 350 grain bullet at 845 feet per second will give you once again around 555 feet per second, or foot-pounds of energy. And a 550 grain bullet at 700 feet per second will give you about 600 foot-pounds. That's an incredible amount of energy coming out of an air gun. My Texan puts out about 610 foot-pounds in its current configuration, and it's crazy. So we're going to take this thing out to the range tomorrow. I'm going to bring you guys along with me. We're going to shoot the living daylights out of it. Maybe. Depends on how much air I have, to be honest with you. I may just have to tether my tank, which is, once again, fine. But I do have a bunch of different ideas of things that we can shoot. We're probably going to focus mainly on that 50-yard shot. As for most of us deer hunters, and I'm not saying all, I know that there's lots of you out there that are gonna throw your arms up and say, what do you mean? But when I'm shooting my air gun, generally speaking, I try to stay less than 75 yards. Could I take a 100-yard shot with my Texan? You bet. Could I take a 150-yard shot with my Texan? You bet. I've got friends that have done it with the exact same gun that I have. But generally, when I'm in the woods and I'm sitting on some kind of game trail, or I'm overlooking a small meadow, 75 yards is about where I'm normally, or less, is where I'm normally going to take my shots from. So like I said, we're going to scope this thing up, we're going to take it out, we're going to shoot at 50 yards, and just see what it's producing. The only 510 caliber rounds that I have, or 50 caliber, for those of you that don't want to be so specific, are Nielsen Specialty Ammo 388 grain rounds. The gun actually does come with 6 rounds in the box, but those are not my rounds. Those are whoever ends up buying this gun, it'll be their rounds. So, but like I said, so we're going to shoot the 388, so I'm guessing that we're going to be right around that 835 feet per second, and roughly 560 to 570 foot-pounds of energy, which is perfectly acceptable for taking down a white-tailed deer here in Michigan, or a pig, or probably even bigger animals, to be honest with you. I really do love the looks of this gun, the feel of this gun. It is a gun that has been on my bucket list for a very, very long time. Ever since I got into air guns and this thing was released, I just kind of had this man, I really would love to have one of those air guns. And quite honestly, I've just never slowed down enough to actually pick one up. And especially like last year and the year before, these things, they would come into stock and they were right back out the door, out of stock. But we're going to give this thing a serious go. We're going to get it filled up and get it out to the range and just have an absolute great time with it. So with that being said, I'm Moose. This is not the end of the video. Wait, because right now it's coming up shooting.
The next day.
What's going on, everyone? Moose here, Air Guns of Michigan, and today we are out at the range with the Umarex hammer. And let me tell you, I've shot a lot of big bores. I really truly have. And I can tell you that this thing is a hammer for sure. It kicks like a mule. I shouldn't say it kicks like a mule. It pushes like a mule. It's unbelievably powerful. I am just like blown away at the power that this thing has. I was actually watching a couple of videos last night, like I tried to do before I review my own gun, and I check out a lot of the common people that most of us watch. And I saw Rick shooting this thing, and it was crazy accurate. And I can tell you, I think a little bit of it is me kind of flinching after that first shot. It's definitely got some serious power. I do have it tethered to my big tank, only because it's cold, and I knew that if I was just gonna come out here and shoot 3 rounds and then try to top it off, I was gonna burn through air like mad. So I do have my Alkin external regulator or inliner regulator hooked to my Omega tank, hooked to the Umarex hammer, topped with the Arkin optic. We're gonna see everything through the Eagle Vision, and we are shooting Nielsen 388 grain slugs in 510 caliber. And let me just say, I am crazily dumbfounded over the sheer power that is being released from this beast. It is truly probably the most powerful big bore that I've shot. And I own a Texan 457. I've shot other 50 cals, and you know, and maybe they're not necessarily, you know, kitty cat guns, but this thing is a beast. I mean a beast. It is just unbelievable, the stuff that we're doing. So I've already taken 4 shots or 5 shots. I just kind of wanted to get it on paper, and you'll see my shots where I kind of dialed in the scope. We're at 50 yards. We're going to take it out to 100, and then we're going to ring some AR-500 steel downrange, just so you guys can hear the impact that these slugs are making. They are crazy. And actually, after I go down, I'm probably going to shoot about 6 rounds down at the AR-500 steel. I'm going to try to walk down there and see if I can't find some of this lead laying on the ground and just show you the before and after. So, whew, man, my blood is flowing. This thing is wicked. So, as a matter of fact, I also, after the first 2 shots, went out to my car and got ear protection. I would highly recommend ear protection with this. I am shooting under a enclosure, so I probably have a little bit more noise than when you get out in the woods. In the woods, it's probably not going to be as bad because you're wide open, but there's definitely a boom in here, and it's much better to have these in. So, also, just because I'm getting old. So, this is the magazine. It is clearly marked, putting the slugs in this way. You'll simply drop them in and then cock the gun. Gun's already cocked because I was waiting to do this video. And we're going to slide the magazine in. It does actually even say in the owner's manual that it takes a little bit of practice to get the magazine to line up, and it'll just be one of those things where you'll kind of work on it. Now they do talk about pushing this thing all the way forward. Definitely do that. My first shot, I did not. I tried, but it just didn't seem like it wanted to go. I think it just needed to break in a little bit. And I got a big poof of air in the face. But no big deal, because we're going to do this. So let's check it out. Turn on the scope cam. And let's go ahead and take a shot at the 50-yard target. We'll go right here in the bottom here and let her fly. There's that first shot. Thank God this little eye cup's on there. Push it forward. Yep. A couple of shots there. Go ahead and bring our bolt back halfway. Release. This is the magazine release. When it's back or sitting at its rest, the magazine won't come out. You simply just take your finger or your thumb, push it forward. It's barely moving. So it's really kind of deceiving, but then the magazine will slide right out. Go ahead and drop a couple more rounds in here. Wow, man, this thing is a riot to shoot. Oh, there's gonna be somebody is gonna have some serious meat on their table this year. Push the magazine in, push the bolt forward, disengage our safety, and come back to our target. Oh, I didn't cock the gun. That was my bad. Push that back forward. There you go. Now she's ready to fire. That was my fault. Just goes to show you. Come back, push it forward. Well, let's turn the hat around. Through that same first hole. That one went through that same first hole. So we got 3 shots at what? 1, 2, about a 2-inch groove. Now I know the gun is more accurate than that, but you know, we're doing what we're doing. So pull it back halfway, release our magazine, and let's take this thing out to 100 and see where it's shooting. Now I know that when Rick did his video, the drop, or not Rick, somebody else did a video, and the drop really wasn't that significant at 100 yards from 50. So let's just see what kind of drop we get. Push that forward, cock our gun, bring it back forward, and let's shoot out at 100 and see what we can do. So we're a little low. Let's go ahead and dial to it. Go ahead and load it back up. Still a little low. That might have been me. Lower down a little bit more. Bring our magazine back halfway full, or back. Drop a couple more rounds in here. Wow, this thing. I love big bores. That one's gonna be a little tight. That one's probably gonna have some drop to it by itself. Just loading it in the magazine, I felt the difference in the tension. So let's go ahead and get back on our target. There we go. Come back, push it back forward. You know, a lot of these are me. There's no doubt. I'm just anticipating that big push, and I need to stop doing that. So let's throw a couple more rounds in there. Oh, there it goes. Gun, back forward. Push back forward. Now I have not cleaned the barrel. This is straight out of the box, just ready to rip. So, you know, I probably should have swabbed the barrel, but we're having fun. It's still shooting. All right, right next to that other shot, I'm actually starting to get more comfortable with the gun. You know, it's one of those things, you know, I mean, it just is. It's so violent compared to some of the other air guns that we all shoot. And, you know, so you're just kind of anticipating what's going to happen. And I need to just relax, relax. So our groups are definitely tightening it up. You can definitely see the difference now that I'm relaxed a little bit more. So there you have it. I mean, even looking at those 4 shots right there, like a deer at 100 yards, it's done. It's done. This is definitely a 100-yard gun. If not more, you know, I don't know how far people are shooting. I mean, I've got friends with Texans that have taken deer out to 150 yards. I'm pretty comfortable at 100, but generally where I shoot, I don't shoot much more than 675. But let's go ahead and ring some steel and see how this thing handles that. And let's find our steel. There. Let's see, which one? That one's a good contestant right there. There's one shot on the steel. Sorry for the recoil that we're not actually staying on the target, but it is what it is. Oh yeah, you can see the big splatters on that target. That thing's hitting with some authority. So let's go ahead and throw a couple more in here. Because why? Because why not? We're tethered. Of course, I needed to keep some air for my impact that I'm going to be sighting in today. But, and they really do talk about the magazine. It's kind of one of those things you gotta get used to it. It's got like a dovetail system on the bottom that the magazine slides into and kind of holds that mag in place. So we're going to talk more about some of these other features after in our follow-up video. So let's go ahead and shoot another one with this steel. Slapped the holy heck out of it there. Let's do it again. Then we'll do one more mag and then we'll call it good for today. That one hitting the same spot as that other one, putting some big dents. When I get down there, I'll take a picture and the video will be, or the picture will be somewhere up here. So let's throw a couple more rounds in there. I got this one that I actually put through and now it just kind of falls through, but we're gonna go ahead and just put it in there anyway. Load that puppy up, cock our gun, bring it back forward, and let's ring some more steel. Oh yeah, groups are definitely coming together now. Now that I'm getting more comfortable with the gun, you know, honestly, I shot like 5 shots and was just like wowed, and then turned on the camera. So, but still a very awesome gun, man. This thing is just cool. I like it. You know what? Let's shoot another mag. This is just so much fun. Y'all got to get one of these things. Let me tell you, this thing is a riot to shoot. I love shooting big bores. I shoot my Texan all the time. And I shoot 350 grain Nielsen's out of that 457. And let me just tell you, God, there's nothing like a big bore. Jeez, oh Pete's. So awesome. All right, one more shot, then we'll end the video, and I'm gonna walk down there and go take some pictures. Try to find some lead so I can show you guys what these splatters look like. See if I can shoot one a little low. There we go. All right, so there we have it. The Umarex hammer in 50 caliber, shooting these big old monster 388 grain slugs by Nielsen Specialty Ammo. And you know, I thought about shooting some heavier stuff, and it actually, I think it comes with something a little bit heavier, but honestly, like, I see that most of the guys really enjoyed this particular slug, and I had them from when I did the pile driver 50 caliber, and you know, so it was kind of cool. It worked out good. But yeah, wow, what a beast of an air gun. Super cool, awesome to shoot. Man, I am blown away by the power, the accuracy. I mean, that is accurate enough, absolutely, to take a deer at 100 yards, without a doubt. So with that being said, I'm Moose. Stay tuned, because we're going to do the conclusion video just coming up. This is going to be a whole 3-part video. I'm not going to break it down into individuals. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Eventually.
Well, wow, that was an experience for sure. Yeah. I mean, honestly, you know, as I said in the first video, I wasn't prepared for the exhilaration that took place when I first pulled the trigger. It is not for the faint of heart. It moves lead really, really well. I was only shooting 388 grains, and somebody was telling me, you know, when you get up in those higher grain weights, hold on to your boots, because it gets more wicked. So, like I said, is this a gun for everyone? Probably not. It's very hold sensitive, I can tell you that. I didn't honestly shoot it enough to get to a point where I was holding it necessarily the way that it should have been held. You know, I saw other content creators out there doing really, really well. And as a matter of fact, one in particular was shooting the exact same grain weight slugs and did extremely well. But he also mentioned in his video about the hold. So I took that to heart as I watched the video before I even shot the gun. So I knew that it was hold sensitive. As you guys can see, I had it on a Caldwell bag. And, you know, just like I said, it's a fine gun. Is it accurate enough, even with me and my poor holding, to kill a deer at 100 yards? 100%. But, like I said, is it the gun for everyone? No, I think that, I think there's other options that are a little less violent, that are a little more accurate. But it is still a air gun that I want to own. So, you know, just being real with everybody, you know, I would have a hard time choosing this over, say, like my Air Force Texan. But it is still a very, very nice gun. It will absolutely get the job done. And if you want to go out and get a deer, there is no worries whatsoever with this gun in its current configuration. It is incredibly powerful. I think it's very well built. And I mean, honestly, yeah, I mean, I would hunt with it. And like I said, I mean, it's impressed me enough that I'm certainly going to add one to my collection. So if you guys want to know would I own one? Yes. Would I shoot it? Absolutely. Would I go out deer hunting with it? 100%. The way that the gun's built, it's very rugged. Like I said, just plenty of you know, just air gun to pretty much take anything you want. I think it's certainly capable of taking anything in North America. You know, there's no doubt. It is a very powerful air gun. So, like I said, the biggest deterror for me is, you know, most people are going to want that extreme foot-pounds of energy, and you're probably going to want a heavier slug. And the fact of the matter is, like I said, the sheer, I guess you could say, power behind this gun will really move you. Literally move you guys. So, you know, great gun. I would say, honestly, you know, I'm going to start doing a scale out of 10. I would give this gun a 7.5. I would. A 7.5. A solid 7.5. And, you know, I mean, for a regulated air gun, I mean, it is a serious contender for taking down any, like I said, anything you guys could even imagine shooting. So, with that being said, I'm Moose. This is Air Guns in Michigan. Be good to each other. God bless, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.